Creed is a mediocre movie series. The only good Pokemon related thing that's over a 7 out of 10 is Pokken Tournament. The others are just boring and lifeless. Why the hell do you guys even like this series? Demon Slayer is one of the most lazily written anime of all time, and I don't get why people throw older anime under the bus for being quote unquote generic, when this modern series doesn't do that much new and is devoid of anything with effort outside of the animation and soundtrack. On the subject of Demon Slayer, it somehow has the only somewhat good non-DBZ anime game that is released in the past 7 years, so points for that? Speaking of overrated anime, My Hero Academia is aggressively mediocre. The main protagonist is a whiny bitch, and not in an endearing way either. I just want Deku to shut the fuck up. Also, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure suck. Mario games are really good, but they're really hard to continue once you've done all the stuff you can in the story mode. Assassin's Creed games are never above a 7.5 out of 10 rating. I have no idea why people hail these older games as some sort of fantastic and revolutionary holy grail for stealth games. Holy shit, just play Hitman instead. Most old Disney movies before the Renaissance aren't classics or masterpieces. They were just really good for the time because there were hardly any theatrically released animated films at those times. Can we stop pretending that the Frozen movies are good? They're hilariously generic and annoying. Moana and Tangled are better movies with far more engaging characters. Holy shit. The Mario movie was really fun, but the Sonic movies are better because they actually have a story to tell. Not that any of them are good anyway. Spider-Man's voice acting in Web of Shadows wasn't that bad. It seems people forget that his voice was similarly somewhat annoying in Ultimate Spider-Man, but we give that a pass, I guess. I know we all made Hogwarts Legacy one of the highest rated games on Steam because a few people were being jackasses about buying it, but holy shit, it wasn't that good. The combat was repetitive and button mashy as hell, but not in the way that's too much fun at all. Good game though, I guess. No! Life is Strange is not a masterpiece. Stop trying to say that it is. It just glorifies shitty relationships. Stop it. People that say Last of Us 2 was some sort of masterpiece need to chill the hell out. But the people who say that the game was bad are much worse. I always have to ask them, have you ever played a bad video game before? Because saying it's like the worst game of the decade sort of travesty is excessively exaggerative. PlayStation exclusives are great, and in some cases some of my favorite games ever, but for the love of God, stop meat writing these games. I know Spider-Man 2 was better than Starfield, but the dick writing you guys do is insane. On the other hand, to you Xbots saying Starfield is better because it has a different world, it's an original IP, and it's not a sequel to a game that takes place exclusively on Earth. Of fucking course the worlds would be different, idiot. Also, Starfield is an ambitious game and all, but it's outdated as hell. No gameplay is compelling enough to wave off the fact that this formula is like 15 years old. CW Flash was never good, even in the first 2 seasons. In fact, CW shows in the 2010s are not good at all. Stop pretending they were at any point. Genshin isn't a good game in the slightest, but you people who are saying it's objectively bad game design, even outside of the shitty microtransactions, I ask again, have you played a bad game before? Titanfall 2 was good and all, but you guys circle jerk it too much. The DMC Devil May Cry reboot was good, the story was just shit. Speaking of Devil May Cry, Nero was never that terrible. You guys just switched up when people started liking him in 5. Holy shit, you guys are double-sided. Call of Duty campaigns are boring. The only thing that carries them are the actual stories being told. Actually, first-person shooter campaigns suck besides Doom and Titanfall 2. They're usually slow and boring, and the people who play these games critique Sony's first-party games for being, quote, walking simulators, and, quote, not real video games because they want to be cinematic, but never criticize most FPS games for the same shit. It's not just the walking that makes it bad, but what makes it worse is the limp dick gameplay because you could clearly tell it was made for the multiplayer, but they wanted you to play that far more. Speaking of first-person shooter multiplayer, Halo 4 and 5 had good gameplay. Sure, they were different, but it was fun. Oh, but advanced movement! It's fun, okay? The new open world Zelda games are great, but they're not 10 out of 10s for fuck's sake. Tears of the Kingdom especially was more or less the same. It's great when developers fix their games and all, but can we stop filleting them for patching the game to what it should have been at launch? Also, can we stop trying to make every fucking game open world? I understand wanting more freedom, but most of these games just railroad you into shit anyway. Final Fantasy 15 was good. TMNT 2007 is a mediocre movie. Stop pretending it's good because it has one good fight scene. On the subject of TMNT, you guys kinda diss the 80s series and don't give it enough respect. The show is dated for sure, but it's funny as hell. I don't get the hate towards QuickTime events. I get that they're not complex gameplay, but when the combat or bosses are hard or mildly complicated, I think a little mindless catharsis doesn't hurt. The insistence that having an original soundtrack that's mostly consisting of orchestral music gives something, quote, less personality is stupid. I get that some orchestral themes sound the same, but so do rock and rap music. The same principle applies, dipshits. The insistence that realism equals no personality is also stupid. There is bland realism, but there's also poppy and cartoony arts and writing styles that are also bland. Warframe is fine, but I don't understand the dedication of the players. Destiny 2 sucks, stop pretending it's a good game. Open world racing games are mediocre. The only good ones are Forza Horizon 3 and Burnout Paradise. If anything, arcadey style racers are better. LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 is a bland game. I 100%ed the first game and even LEGO Marvel's Avengers, but I didn't even attempt to finish the boring ass side missions in LEGO Marvel 2. Also, LEGO Marvel's Avengers is underrated and deserved better. I have no idea why you guys were hating on it. It wasn't as good as LEGO Marvel 1, sure, and reused a few of the assets, but it added more novel mechanics like super jumping. Shit, the only thing I'll give LEGO Marvel 2 is that at least you can web swing as Venom. Oh boy, I think I'm going insane. I think I just might have to unload my bile across the screen, holy shit. Assassin's Creed Mirage is not a return to form. Can you guys shut the fuck up? Muso games aren't good. I have no idea why these things are highly rated. They're button mashy and boring and offer no complexity. Sometimes they'll have a new enemy that comes on the map, but for the most part, the games are fucking boring. I love Mortal Kombat 1, but I hated it when it introduced the multiverse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 is a real video game. I have no idea how the hell you guys watch these romance anime. Like, it's literally just softcore hentai.
Have a break!
Dragon Ball Super had a few fun moments and all, but I have no idea why it's rated so highly. Literally, most of the fight scenes in the Tournament of Power were just talking. What the fuck? Streamers ruin video games. Just think about that really quick. You don't hate Fortnite, Valorant, League of Legends, Roblox, or Among Us, for fuck's sake, just because the games are bad. Even though I'd say about 3 out of 5 of those games are not very good in my opinion. You hate them because of the people who play them. Like, what the fuck are these thumbnails, I swear to god. The Hitman World of Assassination games are the only games I find good. The rest can go die. Atomic Heart wasn't good, you guys were just obsessed with memeing on the Rule 34. Smash Ultimate is a fun game and all, but that campaign actually kinda sucks, not gonna lie.